Hi everyone, welcome to the introduction on the YPCC program. My name is Andre and I will be taking you through all the information you need to know about the young professional coastal community and what's involved. Now, what will we be talking about? First, we'll start with a little context. I will tell you a little bit about our history and what we do. Then I will give you some information on what our program is about and why it should be interesting for you. An example of what students did in 2012 is the writing of a management plan for the province of Groningen in the Netherlands to cope with the rising sea levels. I will tell you more about that when we get to it. After this, I will tell you about the expectations we have from you and, of course, what you can expect from us. At the end, I will tell you about the ways to contact us if you have any questions. Let's begin. Who are we? The Young Professional Coastal Community, or YPCC, is an initiative started by the Coastal and Marine Union EUCC. We were founded in 2011, and our aim is to establish and maintain a close collaboration between experts, young professionals, and students by forming networks, facilitating excursions, and creating platforms for young professionals to present findings and discuss sustainable coastal and marine management within an international context. In 2012, we started our program From Impacts of Global Change to Adaptive Responses with Dutch and Belgian students. In 2014, students from Lithuania were added to our network, and in the coming years, we hope to expand this network by adding you. Like I mentioned, our program was created for young professionals and students in the EU, but also beyond. Now, let's talk about our program in a bit more detail. The program provides a base for a student case study. The topics of this case study should be about coastal monitoring, research, management and sustainable development, taking into account impacts of climate change over an extended period of time, and contain adaptive measures. In other words, how can we adapt to make sure we manage our coastal zone sustainably for the next 100 years? Besides this, the topic should be close to home. This means that the topic should focus on your stretch of coast and your research should be within your expertise. For example, if you're an engineering student, you can try to find innovative solutions to ward off sea level rise. Or if you're a communication student, you can try to figure out how evacuation plans can be best implemented in your community. These are just examples. But as long as your case study is dealing with a concrete coastal stretch with impacts of climate change, population, and economic developments within a long time frame, dealing with analysis problems and identifying solutions, your topics can be limitless. To get you well introduced and have the opportunity to speak with experts and discuss your ideas on your case study, we have put together a weekend on the Dutch Waddenzee island of Ameland. The eastern part of the island is subsiding due to gas exploitation and annually monitored since 1986. This makes the island a natural laboratory for research on accelerated sea level rise unique in the world. Here you will get lectures on the impacts of gas exploitation and climate change, and on how the gas company and civil organizations deal with those impacts. We will take you on a field trip to do some actual research on the effects of subsidence and sea level rise on the island's wetlands, and you will learn about the importance of the Dutch Waddenzee in the global ecosystem. Depending on your curriculum and the agreements made with your university, a number of students can attend and present their findings to an international audience at the International Conference Littoral, which is organized in a different country every 2 years by the Coastal and Marine Union EUCC. Only the best students will be given this opportunity, so make sure your case study is the most interesting, most thoroughly researched, and boldest case study of all your peers. Here you can see a roughly sketched timeline of our program. This can vary a little depending on your university's curriculum. Most case studies start in March with the development of a concept. During the Ameland excursion in April, students can present and discuss their concepts and get feedback from a pool of experts. In June or July, your case study should be finished and the best reports will be reviewed by your teacher and, if necessary, a group of international experts. In the months after that, you will be asked to put together a presentation and a so-called third product. This third product can be a poster, an activity you can do with the audience during your presentation, a short film, etc., as long as it is presentable. Then, in October or November, those students that have been chosen will get the opportunity to present their work and their third product during the International Conference Little. Let me tell you about some of the advantages for you in our program. You will gain or improve your knowledge on climate change, sea level rise, and more. You will gain experience writing a scientific report. You will enlarge your scope of topics. You will gain experience presenting your findings before a diverse and international audience. You will enlarge your network of experts, if you are smart enough to use the contacts we provide, of course. And it will be a great opportunity to build your resume. And for those who are chosen, you will get to attend an international conference and publicize your findings in a YPCC brochure. This brochure will be distributed amongst our network of universities, experts, policymakers, stakeholders, and other interested individuals. A total of 2,500 copies of the YPCC brochure will be distributed amongst the universities and members of the Coastal and Marine Union EUCC. To give you an example of a case study made by Integrated Coastal Zone Management students of the University of Applied Sciences Leeuwarden in 2012, their goal was to create an integrated management plan with sea level rise for the next 100 years. Their case study focused on coastal defense and had 3 themes: safety, ecological impacts, and economical revenues. They researched several adaptive measures for dike reinforcement and alternative coastal defense measures. After this, they selected the best options based on a number of scores for their 3 themes. Their full report and presentation can be downloaded on www.ypcc.eu/downloads. Now, before you can start your project, let's talk about some expectations. There are things that, just like your teachers, we expect from you, but there are also things that you can expect from us. Like I mentioned, it is important that you stay within the boundaries of our program. This means that your topic should be focused on tackling a coastal problem that may occur in your stretch of coast due to the impacts of climate change, population rise, and economic developments. You should also keep in mind sustainability. Your goal will be to find a solution that takes into account 100 years of change. To be able to get a further understanding of the impacts of change and ways of monitoring and adapting to these circumstances is to attend the excursion to the Waddenzee Isle of Ameland. We expect a professional attitude and that you are capable of performing and reporting your scientific research. To be allowed to attend the Littoral Conference, you will have to deliver a third product, as I've told you about in the previous slides. And lastly, if you are selected, we'd like you to present your findings at the international conference itself. When we are asking these things of you, you can of course also expect something back. We can provide you with assistance during your case study. We will be providing several arrangements during the excursion to Ameland, such as lodging and food, attendance of experts for lectures, and guidance during field trips. Whilst performing your research, you can depend on a pool of experts to help you gather information. Obviously, you should take the initiative and you are responsible for what you write. And finally, we provide a platform for your presentation during the YPCC workshop at the International Conference Littoral. This was the introductory video of the YPCC program From Impacts of Global Change to Adaptive Responses. We hope that you now know everything you need to know to start your case study. If you still have questions about the program or what you should do, ask your teacher first. We've tried to inform him or her as much as possible about our program, and the line of contact between you and him or her is the shortest. If your teacher isn't fully able to answer your question, you can always contact our YPCC team. Our contact information can be found on this sheet. That was all for now. Good luck, and we hope to meet you all on Amelot.